Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pretty Goat Contest here this evening. So we have a few classes that we're going to go through. We'll have our Pee Wee class, which is kids that are under the age of 8 as of January 1st. So these are our siblings and other youth that are interested in showing goats that are participating in our Pretty Goat Contest. So our first contestant is the Golden Tooth. My name is Isabel Putman, and this is my Nigerian dwarf goat, Goldie. Tonight, I am a tooth fairy, and Goldie is my golden tooth because she and all my goats are so special to me. This is my first year having dairy goats. Then they mean so much to me, just like a golden tooth is a treasure. I have found being a 4-H Clover to be a treasure that I am lucky to be a part of. We meet monthly and learn a lot about animals, farming, and other life skills. I am only 6 right now, but once I'm 8, I'll be joining my older siblings in 4-H and learn even more. Just like teeth are never alone, that is how I see being a part of 4-H. It is more than a club, but a community of friends helping and encouraging each other. There is always someone willing and glad to take you under their wing to guide you when you're starting a new animal project and cheer you on along the way. Just like I'm so glad I found my golden tooth. Goldie, I'm so glad I found 4-H.
Hello, my name is Finn, and this is my goat, Charlotte. We are both astronauts. Charlotte is the very first goat in space. We are headed for the planet Mars to start a new settlement there. I'm so excited to be here with her. There are so many great qualities goats bring to explorers like me. I am bringing Charlotte with me to Mars because she produces delicious milk that is easily digestible and full of benefits. Goat milk is rich in protein, fat, calcium, and vitamin D. Calcium in particular will benefit us astronauts since Mars has lower gravity than Earth. Our bodies need more calcium to maintain bone strength and prevent bones becoming weak and brittle. 1 cup of goat milk contains 25% of the daily value of calcium. I like goat milk in my cereal when it's made into ice cream, but I don't like goat cheese. Goats can also be used for meat too. The meat is lower in fat but high in protein, making goat meat a good alternative to beef or pork. It contains healthy levels of the B vitamins, which is good for energy levels and brain function. Also, goat meat has double the iron than chicken meat. Goat hair can be used in making clothing to keep me warm on our new planet. A goat's winter undercoat is cashmere. I'll be able to collect the cashmere and spin the fiber to yarn, and then I'll be able to knit myself a very fine sweater. Another way for me to stay warm would be to use dried goat dung as fuel for my fire. I'll definitely need to stay warm on Mars. The people of the Neolithic time period knew all these things, to which is why they first domesticated wild goats over 10,000 years ago. Later, when people migrated to other planets of the world, they brought their goats. In each new place that goats inhabited, they adapted to the local environment and climate. They can flourish on difficult land, which is why I'm confident that Charlotte and her goat friends will adapt and thrive on Mars. Finally, I like Charlotte with me since she is a great companion and I know that she will keep me company on Mars. I first learned how wonderful of a friend a goat can be when I was at the Great Frederick Fair showing with 4-H. Well, it sure has been nice talking to you. We are preparing to take a walk on the surface of Mars. I need to scout out land to hold the first fair on Mars.
All right, next we have Cinderella and Gus Gus. I'm sure you all have heard the classic story of Cinderella, that she was a beautiful young maiden who lived with her wicked stepmother and evil stepsisters. They forced Cinderella to cook and clean, and she became the maid of the household. Her only friends were the farm animals and the mice that lived in the house. But one night, she met her fairy godmother, and Cinderella was put under a magic spell. The spell changed her ragged clothes into a beautiful sparkling ball gown with glass slippers. Then it turned a pumpkin into a carriage and turned the mice into horses. But at midnight, the spell would have broken, and all would have returned as it was. Cinderella went to the royal ball where she met Prince Charming, but as fate would have it, she lost her one glass slipper when the clock struck 12. The prince found the slipper and tried to find Cinderella, but trying the slipper over every maiden's foot in the kingdom. Of course, Cinderella's foot fit perfectly, and they lived happily ever after. But did you know that Cinderella was also a farm girl? Every day she fed the market hogs, turned the horses out into the pasture, and weeded and watered the gardens. Cinderella would milk the cows every morning for fresh milk to drink, and she would always save some of that to make butter for her fresh bread. She also milked goats to make goat cheese and goat soap. Her mice friends always loved when she would make the goat cheese. That was their favorite treat. She would shear the sheep and spin the wool into yarn, pick the flowers for fresh bouquets, and harvest the vegetables that she grew in the garden, which is how her pumpkin carriage came to be. Cinderella loved spending time outside with the animals and in her flower and vegetable garden. Maybe instead of wearing glass slippers, she should have worn her cowgirl boots.
My name is Gracie Stewart. I am 2 years old. I love working with our meat goats. The goat helping me protect the goat barn at the Great Frederick Fair is Jolene. Jolene is a 9-month-old registered boar goat. Jolene and I enjoy going for runs around our farm. Our favorite activity is working together to fight off the bad habits of the other goats. We are constantly having to fight off those silly goats eating my hair. Ouch! And trying to escape. It is a tough job, but we make a great team. We are often referred to as the barn police because we both like to be in charge. I cannot wait for my future in 4-H and the goat barns at the Great Frederick Fair.
So that concludes our Pee Wee division. We're going to let our judges deliberate a little bit. Might have you guys line back up here in front, the Pee Wee guys. So we have 3 judges here with us this evening that are from the ag community within Frederick County. The first one is Michelle Gerhardt. Michelle, she's on the far right. Michelle lives in Rocky Ridge with her husband Michael and daughter Stella. Michelle is the petroleum manager at Farmers Co-op across the street. She grew up through Montgomery County 4-H, raising and showing Holstein and Ayrshire dairy cattle. Michelle and her family still raise a small herd of Ayrshire dairy cattle. Abby Myers is in the middle. Abby lives in Thurmont, Maryland with her husband Daniel and their 2 children. Abby works for the city of Frederick and is an active member of the Catoctin FFA alumni in the Thurmont and Emmitsburg Community Show. She grew up on a farm in Myersville, raising and showing beef cattle. Carol Main is on the far left, originally from Myersville, residing in Newmarket. She was involved in 4-H as a youth growing up and currently volunteers with the Mount Pleasant Rotarian Club. Carol loves spending time with her family, reading, hiking, gardening, and being with animals. Thank you for being our judges today. Okay, we have our results from the judges. In 4th place goes to Gracie Stewart. Okay. Yep. Our 3rd place goes to Izzy Putman, Tooth Fairy, or Golden Tooth. 2nd place goes to Brinley Jackson, Miss Cinderella. And 1st place goes to Finn Jaworski, our astronaut. Finn, you'll have to stay by. You'll come in later at the end. Thank you, guys. All right. Next up is our junior division. We have Lincoln White. We have Thanos jumped the timeline and ended up at the Great Frederick Fair. He recruited the alpacas to join him in an evil plan to destroy the fair. The 4-H asked to call on Deadpool for help. FFA wanted to call Goldoreen? Goverine, sorry. No, it's Goat. They came together to create the most unlikely goat pairing of all Marvel characters. The Nigerian Goaterine, I can't say that, would easily survive anywhere Thanos would put them in the timeline since they hardly survive most climates. So jumping from rain to snow to heat didn't affect Goaterine. They are also very stubborn and wouldn't give up easily, which was an advantage in defeating Thanos and the alpacas. Together, the Goaterine handler Deadpool, they were able to exhaust Thanos and the alpacas, and sent Thanos back to his correct place on the timeline, saving the Great Frederick Fair. Deadpool and Goldorine celebrating with some shawarma from one of the local vendors at the fair.
Once upon a time, there was a girl named Alice. She was sitting by a tree reading a book about this imaginary place called the Great Frederick Fair when a rabbit hops by. Wait, that's a rabbit from my book. A rabbit from the rabbit barn in my story? Alice decides to follow the rabbit when the rabbit approaches a hole. Before she knows it, she is falling down, 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 and thud. Where am I? She says. She starts to walk around and she sees this pink cat. Hello, can I help you? Hello, can you help me? Sorry. Alice says, where am I? Alice soon learns this cat is named Cheshire. You are in the great land of the Great Frederick Fair, Cheshire says. Oh wow, just like in my story I was reading about all of the projects that you can participate in. Can you help find them? I would like to learn more about participating. Alice says, oh no, says Cheshire. As you may have noticed, I am not all there myself. You are sure to find your answer if you walk long enough. Alice is feeling a little defeated, but continues to walk around this wondrous place looking for all things she read in her story. Building entries where you can show baked goods, crafts, produce, and so much more. Livestock barns and dairy when she walks into a field of singing flowers. These flowers look a little off. Are you a goat? Hello, I am Moonlight. I am a dairy goat. A dairy goat? What is a dairy goat? I have never heard of that, Alice says. I am a goat whose main purpose is to produce milk. A dairy goat produces 2 to 6 quarts of milk each day on average. Goat's milk is nutritious and can be made into many products such as cheeses, candies, soaps, lotions, and many more. The dairy goat is one of the many excellent projects for youth here at the Great Frederick Fair. It takes a lot of hard work, determination, and responsibility each day for youth to take care of their dairy goats. You bring them to the fair and have an opportunity to showcase the hard work they have been doing all year. This week, youth will show their goats, create educational displays and workshops, compete in a team fit-out competition, agility, and a pretty goat contest. Wow, Moonlight, that sounds amazing. Wait, a pretty goat contest? Lucy, 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 wake up! Wait, what? This isn't a story in a book after all. Come visit us in the Dairy Goat Barn for more fun kidding around at the Great Frederick Fair. Thank you.
Next we have cookie baking. Hello, my name is Chef Mackenzie, and right beside me I have my best friend Cookie, the goat. Cookie loves to bake with me, and chocolate chip cookies are her favorite. The kitchen can get pretty crazy when Cookie is baking with me. It may get a bit messy too. As you see, this last baking attempt did not go so good. We were putting all the ingredients in the mixer, eggs, sugar, butter, and so on. Cookie was next to me and behaving pretty good until she jumped up and hit on the button of the mixer at full blast. Cookie dough was going everywhere. It was all over the cabinets, the floor, and all the way up the ceiling. I looked all around me with big open eyes as I saw what had happened. I thought I was a mess all around us. But when I looked back at Cookie, she said, "Meh." I had to agree with her. The mess really wasn't a mess. It was a painting from Farm Resources. The eggs covered the front of the refrigerator, had come from our hens right outside, and the butter came from our friend's farm. The flour, sugars, and vanilla flavoring may have come from the store, but they all started in a farm somewhere. Talking about farming reminded me of just how far my family has come in just 5 years. when my older brother and I joined the 4-H Clovers program, and now we're in the Johnsville 4-H Club. In the short amount of time, we started with just gardening until we got some chickens and turkeys last year. Then this year expanded more with cattle, dairy, and meat goats and pigs. I am so happy we joined and learned more about agriculture, part of our world, and ended up with finding our passion. 4-H is more than just a program, but a way of life that has taught me responsibility, respect, self-discipline, and has motivated me to never give up. So what's that I did? I didn't give up. I looked at Cookie, just like my friends do to me, and told her, we've got this. Our next batch of cookies started with remixing all the ingredients again. Then we actually got the cookie dough scooped out onto the baking sheet. It was hard for me to be patient and wait for the cookies to bake, but Cookie still had some dough on her from a previous batch that she was trying to lick off, which was funny to watch. The cookies were so delicious. Then they came out of the oven, but Cookie was all done with the cookies for the day, so I got to share them with my friends and family. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dessa, and I'm a client at Piper's Perfect Salon. Piper is my hairdresser today. She is dyeing my hair purple and curling my hair. She has taught me a lot of things about hair and what is needed to keep it healthy and looking great for humans and goats. I've learned from 4-H that great hair starts with great nutrition. First off, goats have to eat high-quality food that's suitable for the goat's age and breed. Goats are designed to digest fibers, so forages like pasture grass, plant leaves, and long-stem forage or pellets are a good starting point. Hay is another important source of nutrition, especially in the winter, and can be made from grass or legumes like clover or alfalfa. Goats need hay, which is a roughage, to help their rumen function properly. Forage or hay should comprise the majority of a goat's diet. Grains can be a good source of calories for goats. There are a wide variety of grains to purchase from your local farm store. Some grain is medicated to prevent parasites. Goats may need additional supplements like copper, selenium, and zinc, to name a few. These are all minerals that can help with your hair and body. Did you know that a goat that isn't getting enough copper will have a rough coat and look faded out? Also, their tail hair can have a fishtail appearance, anemia, and weight loss, as well as have more trouble getting rid of worms. If a pregnant doe doesn't get enough copper, it can cause neurologic problems in the kids. If there is not enough zinc in a goat's diet, they can show signs of poor skin and hair conditions such as crusty, dry, thick skin, and hair loss. I can't even imagine. Foods that are rich in zinc are greens, legumes, and green leafy vegetables. Selenium is a mineral that is found in soil. Selenium is needed to grow muscles, nerves, and even brain matter. A deficiency in selenium can cause weak newborn kids and poor growth. It can also cause the doe to retain the placenta after birth. It is important to monitor your goat herd for signs of mineral deficiencies, and supplementing may be necessary. Goats enjoy healthy treats too. Treats can be fruits like watermelon, strawberries, grapes, bananas, and pears. Also, vegetables like carrots, lettuce, celery, squash, and pumpkins. Goats should never eat meat, tomatoes, eggplant, fruits with pits, or chocolate. Goats grow a winter coat in the winter. A winter coat is a thick coat of hair that the goats grow in the cold months. Their winter coats protect them from the harsh weather. When the cold months are over, the goats will say, "Thank goodness I can finally shed my hair for the warm weather that is soon to come." I hope you have learned a few things about goat hair and how to keep hair healthy and beautiful. I've got to go now. Piper says I'm ready for my shampoo. Bye-bye.
Next we have Star Wars and the Search for Milk. All right, Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker were on a mission to find nutritious and healthy milk for food. They flew all over the galaxy and beyond to visit with farmers and to search out the best choice. They started on Luke's home planet of Tatooine. This planet had strange creatures called banthas. These are horse-like creatures that make blue milk that the locals drink. Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker did not like the idea of drinking blue milk, so they took to space to look for some more. Princess Leia wanted to make a stop at her homeland of Alderaan because she thought that the Nerf creature may be a good option. Nerfs are curving horns with coarse brown fur, but they have a disgusting and foul-smell body odor. They tried the milk and decided that while it had a lot of nutritional benefits, the foul-smelling odor was not worth living with, and there must be a better choice. Through their travels, they had heard of a planet called Earth that used to be more of a travel hub for space exploration. Earth had farm mammals that were smaller than banthas and nerfs that had white milk, and their females didn't smell disgusting. As soon as they met the dairy goats on Earth, they knew that these were the perfect choice as long as their milk was nutritious and tasty. They tried a glass of the white milk, and Luke Skywalker got so excited that he whipped his lightsaber out in joy. They learned that the goat milk has smaller fat than the larger cows of the planet. This makes goat milk easier to digest. Goat milk can be used for drinking, baking, and cooking. Some dairy foods, including ice cream, yogurt, cheese, and butter. There are also body products that are made out of goat milk that can be used on their skin. Goats are smaller and easier to manage because of their size. They eat less and cost less to raise. After considering all the facts, goat milk was chosen as the best mammal milk in all of outer space. Princess Leia especially liked how cute the Nubian breed was with their pendulous ears. Their milk tastes great, and it was a high butterfat percentage. Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia challenge you to go try goat milk dairy products if you haven't already. Thank you.
Hello, I am Jessa Stewart, and my goat here is Peanut Butter. We have been partners since March 2024. She is a registered boar goat doeling. I am a 9-year-old first-year 4-H member with Lewistown Mountain View 4-H Club. Raising goats and being involved in 4-H has been a huge commitment, a commitment that we have dedicated so much time and energy to that we might as well be married. My goats and I make a pretty good union. Now, I am not saying this is a smooth union at every turn. Often days are frustrating and overwhelming, sometimes even filled with tears. We often fight over food. She always wants more, including mine. I find myself constantly having to clean behind her also. But when I have a bad day, she gives the best hugs. She is always excited to see me, even when I am not excited to see her. Goats are built in best friends and the best commitment I could ever make. Beyond the show ring and barn, 4-H has given me the knowledge to succeed, the love to want to, and the drive to push through. The friendships made, both human and animal, and skills learned have sealed my commitment to raising goats and the 4-H community. This year has taught me that goats are amazing animals with fun, stubborn personalities. Without 4-H and great goat superintendents, I do not think I could have grown to raise and commit to goats. Peanut Butter and I look forward to growing even more her out and me through knowledge with 4-H. Thank you.
That concludes our juniors. We'll give the judges a little bit of time to deliberate. Okay, we have our results for our junior division. In sixth place is Lincoln White with Goat Vereen. Fifth place is Nathan Schreiner, Star Wars. Fourth place is Mackenzie Putman, the Cookie Baking. Third place is Dessa Jaworski, Piper's Perfect Salon. Second place is Jessa Stewart, Jessa and Peanut Butter Partners. And first place is Lucy Sizer with Alice in Wonderland. Thank you guys, you all did a great job, thank you. Lucy will come back in at the end.
Okay, now we will go ahead and start with our intermediate division, and it will start with Ellie. Gary, where are we? Said SpongeBob. This is the Great Frederick Fair. I want to show you my milking goats, said Gary. Goats? This looks like rides, not animals, said SpongeBob. SpongeBob, this is the Midway. There are rides and games here. And that is the grandstands where you can see concerts and tractor pulls, said Gary. What are those buildings? SpongeBob, these are the 4-H, poultry, and farm and garden buildings. Tons to see in there. Local farmers all over Frederick County entering their goods. Here are some big animals, SpongeBob. The beef barn holds beef cows. Gary, what are beef cows for? For your meat. Let's go over here, SpongeBob, to the kids zone. Tons of kids activities to do. Gary, this is so much fun. Come on, SpongeBob, we can't stop here. On to Machinery Row, where all the tractors the farmers can use. Gary, these are huge. What's that smell? SpongeBob, that is pigs. OMG, they smell so bad, but taste so good, said Gary. Gary, what is that little thing? That is the baby horse that was born at the birthing center. All babies of different animals are in there waiting to have their babies. SpongeBob asked Gary, what is that? What is that black and white thing? That is a dairy cow going to get milked. We can watch if you would like, SpongeBob. No, Gary, I'm getting cold. Great, SpongeBob, we can go check out the sheep. Did you know that their wool can be made into coats? Look here, Gary, I think we found your goats. Yes, SpongeBob, but this isn't milking goats, these are meat goats. Come here, SpongeBob, she's right down here. Keitha, my milking goat. Gary, I'm tired and hungry. Let's go get some great fair food. SpongeBob, that's a great idea. It's been a great day at the Great Frederick Fair. Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Princess Stormy Finds Her Way. Princess Stormy did not know what breed of goat she was. One day, she decided that she was going to find out. So she headed off to the 2024 Great Frederick Fair Parade of Goats. She listened to all the breeds and facts about them, such as Alpines can come in many different colors, Golden Guernseys, which have to be golden with long hair, La Mancha, which have tiny ears, Nigerian dwarfs, which are only 17 inches tall or less, Nubians, which have the pendulous ears, Saanens, which have to be all white, Sables, which can be any color except for white or cream, light cream, and Toggenburgs, which were one of the first purebred goats to be brought to the United States. Sadly, none of those looked like Princess Stormy. As she started to walk away, the Oberhausley breed was introduced. This goat looked like her and had all the same features she did. Oberhausley goats have a calm disposition and they weigh about 120 pounds. Their coloring is a bay with black markings and they have short, erect ears. They make about 4,000 pounds of milk in a year and have a 4% milk fat percentage. Oberhausley goats were originally bred in Switzerland. Princess Stormy was so happy to know that there were others just like her that she leapt for joy. When she made it back to the palace, she started to do research on Oberhausley goats. By doing research, she found out that the goat milk is better for you than cow's milk. This is because it is easier to digest, has more protein and fat content, and is an excellent source of potassium and vitamin A. This thrilled Princess Stormy, and she started drinking goat milk. Do you want to try a glass too? Thank you.
Once upon a time, a princess and her goat ran off deep into a forest. They ran all day long until they could no longer see because it was so dark. They began to look for a place to stop, and in the distance there was a cottage. The princess and her goat started walking. Soon they got to the cottage and knocked on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Is anyone home? The princess called out. An old lady opened the door in ragged clothes. The princess told her what had happened to her and her goat, and the kind lady let them stay the night. That evening at supper, the girl all of a sudden got sick. That night she went to bed early and didn't sleep a wink. In the morning, she still did not feel good, so she got the bright idea to drink goat milk because she knew of all the nutrients it has, like protein, calcium, potassium, magnesium, vitamin A, phosphorus, sodium, and lactose. Some benefits of drinking goat's milk are energy boost, getting minerals your body needs, and nourishing the beneficial bacteria. A few hours after drinking 2 cups of goat's milk, she felt better and went on her way after thanking the lady for letting her and her goat stay. While the princess and her goat were walking, the princess started to wonder, how did her goat have milk? Well, animals, including goats, have to have a baby to produce milk. That's when the princess realized her goat is a mother. She sat down from the shock and thought long and hard on what they should do next. The princess soon sat back up and was determined to find the goat's baby. While looking up and down, far and wide, they soon got tired and hungry. The princess looked at the vegetation around them. After a minute, she realized they were bad plants that her goat could not eat. Some plants are poisonous for goats, like black cherry trees, milkweed, hollyweed, and rhubarb leaves. You can tell black cherry trees by looking at their leaf edge. The leaves of a black cherry tree are oval in shape with fine-toothed edges. These leaves are toxic to goats and they can't eat them. The princess and goat walked on. Soon they took a break and heard some rustling in the bushes. The goat started to yell and the princess got scared until a baby goat hopped out of the bush. The goat had then found her baby, known as a kid. The princess and her now 2 goats continued on their journey and lived a long life, happily ever after.
Our last contestant is Preston Clark. Welcome to the Thurmont Community Show, everyone. My name is Preston Clark. I am 14 years old and I have traveled only a short trip with my lamb friend today to talk to you more about something that makes summers in Maryland the best ever. Being here surrounded by wonderful food, you are bound to get hungry. You can eat chips and salsa just about everywhere, but they wouldn't taste better with the lamb, of course. This happens to be one of my favorite snacks. Now, it wouldn't be a good advertisement without my goat friend today transformed into chips. While you are here today visiting all the wonderful livestock and exhibits, make sure you talk to one of the breeders like myself to learn more about the different goat breeds found in Maryland. And also have a wonderful snack topping with salsa. Have fun at the Great Frederick Fair. We have our intermediate results. In 4th place is Coraline Jaworski, the goat's tail. Yeah. 3rd place is Preston Clark, the chips and salsa. 2nd place is Abigail Schreiner, the princess. And 1st place is Ellie Clip SpongeBob. Thank you guys, and Ellie, you'll come back in a little bit.
All right, and we will go ahead into our senior class now. Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin Clark and this is my basketball. I am a professional women's basketball player for the Indiana Fever and a recent graduate from the University of Iowa. Without the 4-H principles of hands, heart, head, and health, I would have never been able to get to where I am now. You learn many important life skills in 4-H, but goal setting has to be my favorite in the head category. Goal setting has helped me manage my dreams and has paved the way for them. I started with a big goal, playing college basketball, and made smaller goals to track my progress. Little things such as getting some layups into the hoop and walking your goats every day makes such a difference. Working on my speed and agility through drills with my team is just like attending showing workshops hosted by fair superintendents. The little goals you set make a big difference and helped me achieve my dream of playing college basketball, and look where I am now. In the health category, my favorite life skill is living a healthy lifestyle. Making sure that I eat a colorful plate filled with vegetables, proteins, fruits, grains, and dairy for every meal ensures that I have a healthy diet. Don't worry, I have the occasional goat milk ice cream sundae every once in a while too. I love to get my protein from goat meat because it is naturally lean, has less fats and less calories than other red meats on the market, all while having a similar amount of protein. Goat milk is what I drink with every meal and make my ice cream out of because it is a good source of hydrogen-boosting nutrients that support bone health. In the hands category, my favorite life skill is giving back to others through contributions to group efforts. Basketball is a team sport, so of course any successful team has to have every individual contributing. You can help everyone in the goat barn out by keeping the barn floor swept, the shared tack spaces tidy, and not pouring your milk down the parlor drain. I try to do my part by being a good teammate on and off the court, just like you should be in and out of the show ring. Always encourage your teammates, have a positive attitude, and have a growth mindset. From the heart category, my favorite life skill is communication. You have to communicate a lot on the basketball court, so I'm a pro. Communication is a super powerful tool, and it can be used for good or evil. Texting Miss Brittany about being a little late to the Pete's party is just like me letting Fever head coach sides know that I'm running late to the team dinner. Being mindful about what you say and how you say it, make sure it is always uplifting and beneficial. By incorporating these 4 pillars into my daily life, I have become a better person, a better teammate, and a better athlete. I've got to get to warm-ups. The Indiana Fever plays tonight at 7 p.m., so make sure to tune in.
Our next contestant is Nicholas Cronkite. Hi everyone, my name is Coda, and this is my best human friend Nicholas. I am an alpine dairy goat and have lived with Nicholas for over 3 years. We have a great time together. But this spring, Nicholas bought a new horse and has been spending more time with him than me. This made me sad, so decided that I wanted to show Nicholas that I'm just as good as a horse and he can use me for his English shows. After doing a few shows, I realized that this is hard stuff. I was exhausted and all my muscles ached. That's when Nicholas told me how athletes need to recover after exercise, and the best way to do this is with a glass of delicious goat milk. After a hard workout, athletes like Nicholas and I need something for muscle recovery. Did you know that just 2 cups of milk provides the nutrients needed after all that exercise? Researchers have found that drinking milk after exercise also supports recovery. Milk reduces post-exercise muscle soreness, muscle loss, and reduces the symptoms of stress even more than sport recovery drinks. So what is that about goat's milk that is so important? It comes down to the protein, electrolytes, and carbohydrates found in milk. Milk naturally contains a high mixture of high-quality protein with all 9 essential amino acids. Protein is vital after sports since it helps the body repair the muscles that were used. With just 1 cup of goat's milk, you can get over 8 grams of protein. Goat's milk also contains electrolytes. An athlete can lose up to 3 liters of sweat an hour. while milk contains the sodium, chloride, potassium, magnesium, and calcium needed to improve recovery of skeletal muscle. One study shows that milk does a better job than electrolyte drinks as it is released more slowly from the stomach. And then there are the carbohydrates in goat milk that are important for athletes. Milk has the additional carbohydrates needed during high endurance sports like show jumping. So in summary, unlike sports drinks, goat's milk has everything an athlete needs to recover after exercise. Nicholas prefers to add chocolate to his goat milk after a tough show, but me, I just like straight up milk. It's the best. So everyone remember your 4 H's when you make a decision on what to drink after a hard workout. Use your head to do what is best for your heart and go for some nice, cold, delicious goat milk instead of a sports drink. Thank you. And that concludes our senior contest, so we'll let the judges deliberate. All right, we have our results for the senior, and they said this one was really, really hard decision. It was a tough one. So second place goes to Alina Jaworski, Caitlin Clark. And first place goes to Nicholas Cronkite with the horse jumper athlete. All right, we will now have all of our first places come back into the ring. So we'll want our Pee-wee to come back in, Finn Jaworski, the astronaut. We'll have our junior come back in, Lucy with Alice. Our intermediate come in, SpongeBob. And then we have Nicholas with Coda, the jumping. All right, we have our results for our reserve champion and our champion. So reserve champion goes to SpongeBob, the intermediate. And our champion goes to Alice in Wonderland, our junior, Lucy Sizer. We want to keep you all up here. We're going to do a photo with you, all four of you over here. And the judges too, by the way.